Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live Podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we are all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison and my co-host, Aisha. And, we'll be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in your vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. Habari Live, we will be bringing you engaging conversations and inspiring stories from remarkable individuals making a difference in our community. So welcome to the show today. I am your host, Damon Ellison, like I said, and today we have an incredible guest joining us, Nicole Banks. She's the visionary owner of the Niche Network, and she is here to share the groundbreaking venture, Intentional Speed Networking. Nicole is on a mission to bridge the gap for small businesses by creating a platform where entrepreneurs can connect, collaborate, and grow their ventures on a global scale. We're excited to dive into her journey, the challenges she's helping businesses, and her challenges. My bad. She's helping businesses overcome the innovative ways she's fostering intentional connections, getting ready for an inspiring conversation. Let's go. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Niche Network? So the people who didn't see you on here before, tell us what the Niche Network is about and exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. So the Niche Work is a collaborative business accelerator and networking platform. Our goal is to bring businesses together in a number of different ways. So we now are in 27 countries and counting, have over 18,000 members.
Wow.
And our motto is collaborative expertise, collective success. Wow. So we feel like everybody's their own superhero and, the visionary of whatever they're doing. If we all work together, then, incredible things can happen. So we, have had our Friday networking group here in Tempe.
Okay.
And we've been doing that since October. Every week we're there at Rosita's Fine Mexican Food on University in Tempe. Meetings are Friday at 11. And, I got a lot of pushback because there was no other sort of ventures or ways to sort of collaborate with the Niche Work. And so I've collaborated with other networking groups to provide intentional speed networking.
Okay.
And that's kind of delving into a lot of different things that I'm sure we'll talk about more. But, it's just different ways of, putting people together.
Okay. And I mean, I know that your whole thing is just to bring companies and people together so they can build off those relationships. So how did the idea for intentional speed dating I don't know why I want to keep saying I see the word speed. I don't know why I want to say dating. Yeah. Intentional speed networking come about, and what gap in the market are you hoping to fill with this venture?
Yeah, for sure. So I went to the Small Business Expo in September. It's coming up again next month.
Okay.
And what it was, the typical sort of trade show, but one of the components of it was speed networking. So it allowed, businesses in a very short amount of time to talk about what they were doing, kind of go on to the next. And that part of the event was so busy that not everybody who wanted to participate could.
Okay.
And so I saw that, there could definitely be a use for having the event. And then, with the pushback and everything that I got, I was like, okay, well, why couldn't we morph this? The reason why I think that, intentional speed networking is different than other speed networking events is that, we don't really care about your business pitch. We don't care about your business card. It's what's your why? What's your goal? How can we help you?
Okay.
And, really kind of focusing on the more you give, the more you get.
Okay. Wow, man, that's exciting. So it's so hard as a business owner, man. You tried your best to make sure that your company is going in the right direction, that you're building on the foundation that you built on, and you're trying to make sure that you get to the goals that you set when you began your company. And sometimes you get lost and you need help networking, talking to other people. And it's very amazing that you're building this to give people a way to get to, because as they always tell you, you need to go to all the conferences, you need to meet and talk. And it's difficult because you're trying to run your business, and some of us are still working 40 hours a week for someone else.
Right.
So you're trying to find that time so you can go about yourself and be able to figure out exactly what you need to do to get those conversations with the right people, to build those relationships with the right people. And you're helping people get there. And I just think that's really, really amazing. And we try to take advantage of everything you're doing. You said you have one coming up here on the 9th?
Yeah, on September 9th, it's going to be at Kiln in Gilbert. It's a co-working space.
Okay.
And the event will start at 5 p.m. and the first hour is networking. So we'll have mocktails and charcuterie. We're going to have a mobile podcast that's there that's able to, kind of take 5-minute little episodes.
Okay.
We're also going to do funny enough, a magician's going to be walking around doing some stand-up magic and talking with vendors and the whole thing to kind of loosen the crowd up a little. And then we're going to have a mobile photo booth. So it's kind of a content night even before you start networking.
Yeah.
Then at 6 p.m., we'll do an education. And again, this isn't about your pitch. This is about building relationships. Yeah. What's your why? What's your goal? How can we help you? Mm-hmm. So we give them a kind of a, quick 15-minute, make sure that everyone's on the same page. And then we have the networking session where you talk with the person that's across from you for 2 minutes, then you talk for 2 minutes, and then you have a minute to switch. And so in that, it's kind of straight to the point, kind of getting past, a lot of the, oh, hi, how's it going? How's the weather?
Right.
To, how can we actually help your business grow?
Right.
So it's really, obviously looking for the ideal client, but more than that, also, I think looking for the ideal referral partner, with collaborative industries and, just extending your network. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
And so seeing if there's those synergies right away so that you can have a one-on-one scheduled later.
Man.
So we have that first session, and then we'll have a short break. Then we'll come back, and the sponsors will have their opportunity to talk to the room. Mm-hmm. It's geared so that not everybody meets everybody, but if you're a vendor or a sponsor, then you have the opportunity to get to the whole room. So it's kind of the good, better, best model in that. Then we have a second networking session, a raffle with over $2,500 worth of value, and then a quick, sort of putting it all together, networking at the very end to make sure that you got the business card and, the connections made. And then we have a no-host dinner afterwards, and I think it's always good to, share a meal, have that camaraderie, continue that relationship building. Mm-hmm. And for those that weren't able to connect during the mixer, it's another opportunity for you to meet other people that attended the event. So it's like a whole event. It's not just speed networking sessions. It's, from 5 to 10:30 last time. And, kind of whatever, it makes to this time. Obviously it's no host and, no obligation. So if you want to bounce right after the event, that's great. Mm-hmm. But there is that opportunity. And so, it really is a whole night of intention, really kind of focusing on building your business by relationships rather than just, an elevator pitch.
Okay. So you're hoping that once the people go up and talk afterwards, that people who's interested in what they said, they'll go up to them, talk to them, get their information, change information, and build on their network from there. I think it's a great idea, and what you're doing is always awesome, and we're fully behind everything that you're trying to do, because we know how hard it is to network and build with other people. Intentional network, it can be daunting. How does your platform ensure that the business can connect effectively across the borders and cultures?
Yeah, for me, I think for extroverts, it's easy for, someone to walk in the room and, hey, how's it going? And, slap in the back of the back and, high fives and the whole thing. But for introverts, or some people that are ambivert or omnivert, it's not as easy, and, networking, you may have your 30-minute elevator pitch, but you're talking to 30 people at once.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get to the meat and potatoes of who you are. You're not going to be able to share what your passions and hobbies are,
Right.
your family, any of that type of stuff. You have
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds, if that. Who knows if there's a beeper or a bell right at the 30-second mark to make sure you don't go a second over.
Right.
And then you're talking to 30 people. So for an introvert, that's hell, for lack of better words. The way that we're different, though, is it's one-on-one connections.
Okay.
Where you're having that one-on-one connection, then you're having another one-on-one connection. And so it's much easier to figure out your, similar, what's similar to you, and, what you guys can agree on, and what, whatever values that you guys both share. It's much easier in a one-on-one sort of, connection. And then you're just having a lot of those one-on-ones. So it's
Right.
not a 1-on-30, it's a 30 one-on-ones.
Right.
And so with that, I really think you get to the meat and potatoes of things a lot quicker, and you're showing kind of what will make the relationship be beneficial for you both, because that's the focus. And I think with the education that we do at the beginning, it's not about your elevator pitch.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a hard sell. You're not trying to get somebody to close the deal in that 2 minutes. It's just
Right.
not possible. But do you guys, share the same love of sports, or, do you guys go to the same,
Right.
this or that, do you guys enjoy the same restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Those different sort of things are going to be what's come out,
Right.
in that connection. So I think the way that it's set up is having multiple one-on-one. That's what makes it unique, and it has that intention.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'll say too is that, I think when one-on-one, we're much more amenable to differences and challenges and culture differences and that whole bit. If you're one person talking to 30, you can't have those, well, for this person, I'd say this, and for this person, I'd say that,
Right.
and, that whole bit. But if you're having that one-on-one and you see that, they have a crucifix on, oh, well, I'm Catholic too, great,
Right.
and have those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different dynamic. And I think that's part of the reason why it makes it so available, no matter kind of your religion, creed, where you're at, is because it's, these one-on-one connections. And I feel like one-on-one, everybody can have a conversation.
You can figure out which ways that you could benefit each other,
Yep.
which ways that what things that you agree upon. How can you help each other to further each other's business, and to see if your goals align. And those things could definitely come together as you're talking, networking, and being in an environment like that. So what can you share with the people who may come to this small business event? What can you share for the small business owners looking to make the most out of speed networking?
Sure. So the event that we're going to have September 9th is, like I mentioned earlier, a full event. Starts at 5, goes to at least 9 o'clock, if not later. So we've set that price point to be $99. And we have a money back guarantee.
Okay.
Find value in the event, or else come talk to me. I will give you your money back, no questions asked.
Okay.
When you all work it out, it basically averages out to $4 per referral partner.
Okay.
Plus the podcast, plus the meal, plus this, plus that. So there's a lot of other value, but it kind of boils down to that $4. But if you're like, hey, $99 is a lot. I'm proud to announce that we have partnered with Dave Foreman of Pour Masters.
Okay.
He's a mobile bartender company that's been established here in the Valley for over 30 years.
Wow.
And he has a co-working space that's for event planners and spaces to cater to the event industry, whether it be weddings or other events. And they have graciously opened their doors to us to have speed networking events there starting every Thursday, the 19th of September.
Okay.
And those events are basically just going to be the speed networking portion. So no raffle, no meal, no anything else. It's kind of straight to the face, that networking, the same process, same, forget your goals, or forget your business card and elevator pitch, but let's work on your goals sort of mentality,
Right.
that training. So the intentional part is there. There's just no extras.
Okay.
And so that's going to be every Thursday starting the 19th at 8 a.m. And it'll go to about 10:30. You'll be meeting other entrepreneurs in the Valley. This is going to be Parkside is the location of the co-working space, and that's I-17 in Happy Valley. So we're happy to come to the north side of town now that we've done kind of Gilbert.
Right.
And we'll also be offering some other networking events into the fall at Low Loft. It's a co-working space, Broadway and the 10. So our goal is to offer these events throughout the throughout the valley, but, have that sort of good, better, best models. So
Okay.
the September 9th is kind of the whole evening, the larger event. And then, starting the 19th at Parkside, they're going to be $27.
Wow.
So, we're not trying to gouge anyone. We're trying to make it affordable.
Yeah.
We're really trying to show, look, this is worth it.
Mhm.
What I'll also say is that at the end of the event, if you give me a testimonial saying that it was a positive experience,
Okay.
your next ticket will be free.
Okay. Wow.
So, I'm all about collaboration, making it,
Mhm.
possible so that no matter if you're just starting your business or you're making $1 million a year, you're going to see value. You're going
Yeah.
to make those connections. And I don't want money to be an issue,
Right.
to kind of start in this. And then, hopefully at that point you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you love it, and they'll see you every Thursday or,
Man.
for these other events. But, I definitely have a collaborative mindset. So,
Okay.
if it doesn't work out and you're like, hey, Nicole, it just wasn't for me, I will give you your money back with a
Wow.
smile.
Hey, man, you can't beat that. There's someone to take the time out to put this together and to guarantee that you would like the situation. And people will definitely gravitate towards that because they feel like they're getting something that's going to work for them. And I think that's very important. And so, lastly, let's go into what advice would you give entrepreneurs looking to launch their own networking or business support ventures? What kind of help could you give to those people and those entrepreneurs that you would say to them to kind of help them to build their networking up?
For sure. For me, I really think that it's about growing your network, as cliche as that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
We have the niche work that meets every Friday at 11. That's more of a kind of a think tank.
Okay.
So, yes, we do our elevator pitch and the whole bit, but we also talk about our gaps, which are our goals, our awards and accolades, our problems and struggles.
Okay.
So it's what's going on in your business, more of a think tank, mastermind sort of way of doing it than just, a kind of pure networking event.
Right.
So I think it's great to, connect with others, to have, the opportunity to kind of push off ideas. Oh, what do you
Yeah.
think about this? Or, hey, I'm struggling with this. I'm not really sure. Do you guys have any ideas?
Okay.
And so I think taking your ego out of things, asking for help,
Mm-hmm.
finding, the people that are going to help and support and want you to succeed.
Right.
And then referral partners, referral partners, referral partners.
Dang.
Because the less that you have to market, the less that you have to do that customer acquisition cost. And you're like, hey, I know a girl, a gal, a guy, a company.
Yeah.
That's going to what is really going to blow up your business in a really sustainable way, because those
Mm-hmm.
referrals are going to keep coming the larger your network is.
Man, word of mouth is a big way to move your company to the next level. It's tough because word of mouth takes time. It takes a lot of time, and
Unless you go to speed networking.
That's real. But we want to do everything we can to try to help companies to succeed. So, and we want to partner with businesses. We need companies to help us for we can go to the next level because we want to get more journalists. We want to get more shows going. We want to have more news for we can give more news for the people and give them another outlet that they can trust with the news. And we can't do that until we get partnerships with companies who believe in what we're doing in the future and who believe that we can make a difference in the city. So definitely want to thank you, Nicole, for coming on. We're going to take a quick break real fast here and come back with Habari News Weekly. Design. There you go.
It's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
All right. Welcome back. Let's go to our sponsor again here from Mama Souls.
Mama Souls. Are you craving some authentic food, soul food that hits the spot every time? Look no further than Mama Souls Fish and Chicken, located right here in Phoenix on Greenway and 19th Avenue, and in Mesa on Main Street. Mama Souls brings the taste of St. Louis to your plate with mouth-watering dishes that'll make you feel right at home. From their tender barbecue and crispy chicken wings to succulent catfish, savory cornbread, and greens that are just like Mama used to make. They've got something for everyone. So don't forget to try their juicy shrimp and more delicious treats that are sure to satisfy your soul food cravings, whether you're dining in, taking out, or catering for a special occasion. Mama Soul's got you covered. So why wait? Swing by Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken today and let your taste buds dance to the flavor of the best soul food in town. Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, where every bite is like a warm hug from home.
Yeah, top notch stuff, man. She's running the engineering today, so she's off screen. You're not seeing her today because she's having to run the desk. But we're gonna make it happen anyway. Let's jump into some Habari News Weekly. I think it's not that one. That one, yep. Yep.
Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
All right, so we got this week. We got Habari News Weekly, and we're going to go over the top stories of the week, news, and it's brought to you by Mama Souls. So let's get into it.
All right, you guys. So this week, a Wells Fargo employee in Tempe was found dead in her cubicle 4 days after she clocked into work. On Friday, August the 16th, around 7 a.m. local time, Denise Purdom, who was 60 years old, arrived at the company's office near Priest and Washington in Tempe. The police said in a statement, they also confirmed that Denise was an employee of Wells Fargo, and she last scanned into the building on, like I said, August the 16th at 7 a.m. There were no further punches for her to scan out for the day. And the Tempe police added that the preliminary investigation did not show any signs of obvious signs of foul play. And at that time, they had no further information as it was an ongoing investigation. I did see also that some of the employees who worked for Wells Fargo said that, they smelled a foul odor and they chalked it up to, it's just faulty plumbing because, sometimes, pipes burst and you kind of get like this weird smelly odor.
Right.
So the employees thought that's what the issue was. This building in Tempe was for, like I said, most of the workers that work there in that building, they were remote workers.
Hybrid.
Hybrid, remote. And she worked on the third floor of the building. So it was very secluded. Her desk was not on the main aisle of the floor. So you actually had to go into each cubicle to check it.
I don't know. I hear you, man, but it's kind of still no excuse. I hear what you're saying, but they should have been checking. You can't. She clocked in on Friday. That means she didn't clock out. I don't know. Maybe she could have been salary where she's not doing a clock in, clock out. But at the same time, when Monday came and they hadn't heard from her.
Well, they said that she clocked in on Monday around 7 a.m.
No, you said on Friday.
On Friday.
Right.
So
that was the last time.
On Monday, when you come back to work, you would think that management would notice, like, hey, we've got an employee who's been clocked in for more than 24 hours.
That's assuming that she's clocking in. We don't know that. It could be she could have been salary. I don't clock in to anywhere. But do you know that? But still, at the same time, if you haven't heard from the person, Monday comes, you haven't heard from them, no call, no show. You would think that people would be trying to check on her. But I don't know for sure. But I also say, like, security I would think that security would be coming through, checking everything, all the cubicles, making sure that
No,
everything's okay.
I'm not gonna say security would be the one that's checking all of the cubicles. That to me is more like a janitorial or main or a service, a housekeeping service, because those are the ones that are going to go into each individual cubicle to take the trash bags out, to take the trash out of the cubicles and dump the trash. So that to me, okay, security, they're just going to go up there and make sure that nobody's on the floor. Right. They're just going to scan a couple things.
Right. Yeah, you would think maybe Friday night
when janitorial services came in.
Yeah, maybe they don't do it every day.
Maybe they don't do it every week or every.
Who knows? But it's just sad, man. And everybody's trying to figure out ways, because you're like, man, you don't want that to happen to you.
Right.
You come to work, nobody know you dead for 2 days. Just sitting there. It's kind of crazy.
Corporations don't care.
Yeah, man. It seems. I mean, I don't know. In my situation at work, would that happen? Because of the room I work in, probably not. But it's a lot of cubicles and stuff in the call center areas, in those different areas, man, where that it probably could happen, man. And they're not checking on you, and they don't care about you, man. You're just another number, unfortunately.
Just another badge number.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. All right, so this next one kind of weirded me out, but I also laughed. Like I really laughed at this one, like a whole lot. Top Brazilian judge ordered a suspension of X platform in Brazil amid the feud with Elon Musk. Brazilian Supreme Court justice on Friday ordered the suspension of Elon Musk's social media giant X in Brazil after the tech billionaire refused to name a legal representative in the country. According to a copy of his decision, the move further escalates the month-long feud between the two men over free speech.
Yeah, man. What else?
They said far-right accounts and misinformation. Justice Alexander D. Morris had warned Musk on Wednesday night that X could be blocked in Brazil if he failed to comply with his order to name a representative and establish a deadline within 24 hours. The company hadn't had a representative in the country since earlier this month. Elon Musk showed his total disrespect for Brazilian sovereignty, and in particular for the judiciary, setting himself up as a true supranational entity and immune to the laws of each country, De Morris wrote in his decision for blocking X in the country.
Man, the problem with Elon Musk's stance on freedom of speech and let anybody say what they want to is that people say crazy stuff, and you're going to be blamed for all the crazy things that people are saying on your platform. You think that you're going to be able to skirt responsibility, but you're not, bro. This is going to be on you. Everything that's said on there, if a riot is created because people on X are tweeting and talking,
right,
just like in Britain where they feel as though that he is the one that instigated the riots, it's going to be on you, man. You can do all you want to, but it's going to be on all this stuff on your platform. They're going to blame you. And you're not going to be able to go to France right now, because France they just arrested a dude for messenger because he wouldn't give up the information and he wouldn't give up people. I asked the question, like, what's the difference between them and a cell phone company? Well, the difference is the cell phone company gives the information up.
Right.
They're going to give you the data that the company want. If the police come with a warrant and they want information about a guy who's a pedophile, they're going to give it up.
Exactly. And then also, too, with the guy that was in France or Russia that just got arrested.
France.
For
he was French.
They called him Russian. They called him a Russian Elon Musk. So he's from Russia.
But he got arrested in France.
He got arrested in France.
Okay.
He the way he has Telegram set up.
Right.
It's an end-to-end encryption, and not even his employees can see what's being sent back and forth. So his employees have no way of moderating what content is being
Well, I understand that.
sent back and forth on the
I
platform.
don't,
It's kind of like a WhatsApp, but with more encryption.
I understand that. But they can't see your text messages when you're sending it through the cell phone.
No, they can't.
So,
but the cell phone company is going to have a record of
if
that.
they'll have a record of it. But if they want that information, the police, cell phone companies give it up. This dude is like, I'm not giving it up.
Yeah.
And that's
why they're blamed. That's why they're saying he's the sole person that's responsible because it is his company.
Yeah. And he won't give up the information.
It's going to happen to Musk.
I mean,
Musk, Elon is
France
trying
already
to
said they don't want it. Don't come
don't come over here.
You might get arrested.
Right.
Yeah, I think the important thing too is that, we're talking about supranational companies that don't want to deal with individual countries. And I think that sets a really dangerous precedence.
Yep.
When are you too big? When are you big enough that, the country's laws don't matter, the state's laws don't matter, the city's laws don't matter. And so coming from it kind of the top down, like, I think that every country should be able to say what is going on and not going on in their country. And so, for me, I'm kind of on Brazil's side on this. Like, you are definitely going to have some sort of legal representation in that country for us to have some sort of conversations and communication and dialogue with. And if that's not the case, then you don't play.
That's real.
Yep.
I mean, Brazil, they have political issues going on. They have people that are rioting. They have riots. They have murders. They have all type political things that's going on. That's an issue for the country. And dude is trying to rein these things in. And Elon Musk isn't doing anything to help.
Yep.
I mean, it's understandable your stance on free speech in America. But you have to understand that your platform is in other places that don't have the same freedoms that America does.
Right.
And they don't allow the same speech that America does. Britain doesn't allow a lot of things that we allow.
Right.
You can't talk about their parliament. You can't make fun of their parliament. You can't crack jokes on certain things in there. They don't play that stuff.
I mean, wasn't it John Oliver that said that even though he's an American-based show,
he still can't make jokes
whenever
about
he
them.
does shows and he's making fun of them, it gets aired in America, but he has to do something different to air it
in Britain because they're going to block it because you can't make fun of their parliament there. And we have freedoms that other people don't have. And Elon Musk has to be able to
comply with those
rules that's in other countries. If you're not going to do that, then you're not going to be in those places. So I don't know what he's thinking about, man. And he's been on some craziness lately. Everything he has removed some things from the platform. That's the thing that's crazy. So he removed the dudes for Kamala
the white
Harris.
dudes for Harris.
Yeah, he removed that.
And then he blocked the article where they were talking about
Trump and Arlington.
And the Arlington incident
he put
at the
some
cemetery.
Type of disclaimer up saying that this may not be true. So he knows he blocks what he wants. The people that was talking bad about him, he took away their accounts.
Yep.
So it's like it's fine as long as you're agreeing with him and not saying things about him. People who were saying cisgender, he was blocking that.
Yep.
So he has the ability to block things when he wants to, but then he holler free speech when it's things that he's okay with. And that's the part that's really, really trash.
It is. And especially when it comes to things like, oh, well, you want to take down my platform. What about my free speech? What about white dudes for Harris? What about their free speech?
Right. He took that away. And then this week he's suing all the media companies for advertising on his platform.
Sorry, as a media company, I don't want to advertise on your platform.
I don't understand that they letting this suit go forward. They said it's okay that he can sue these companies because they don't want to deal with his platform. He's gonna sue them like they have to.
You gonna sue a media company and expect them to spend money with you to do advertising with you,
and they don't agree with your platform or what you're doing. I just don't understand how you gonna do.
You block everything.
It doesn't make sense.
No. If they don't agree with you, if their stances aren't agreeable with you, you block their platform. You block their account. You take their account down. Now you want them to spend money with you?
Well, I mean, the problem that they have with him is that the hate speech is not being blocked.
Yep.
And they don't want to spend money because they feel as though they are investing in this hate speech, and they don't want to be a part of that because people are going to use that for a reason to
boycott that company.
Buy your product. Oh, you're dealing with Elon Musk and his crap. he's letting the N-word fly on his website. You're okay with that?
Yep. That's exactly how they want to do
money
it
with you. So
Yep.
I mean, you got to. He has to think that these companies have more to lose than his pride. What we got next?
Let's go ahead and go with this one right here with Donald Trump. The U.S. Army issued a stark rebuke of former President Donald Trump's presidential campaign over the incident on Monday at the Arlington National Cemetery, saying in a statement on Thursday that participants in the ceremony were made aware of federal laws regarding political activity at the cemetery, and they were abruptly pushed aside. An employee of the cemetery, participants in the August 26th ceremony and subsequent Section 60 visit were made aware of federal laws, Army regulations, and DOD policies which clearly prohibit political activity on cemetery grounds. So the ANC said an employee who attempted to ensure adherence to these rules was abruptly pushed aside. The Army spokesperson said in a statement on Thursday that the Section 60 is an area where the cemetery is largely reserved for graves of those who served in Afghanistan and Iraq. And then Trump goes out here and he's trying to do a rally at the cemetery.
I don't know what he was trying to do. I know they was trying to, take some pictures, get some videos, and they're using they're not supposed to do none of that stuff,
right? Because they were trying to do that to get campaign footage,
right? And they can't.
They can't do that.
And it already was aired. Like you seen him putting flowers down,
right?
And
they already had it. The news station was already out there with him filming it live as it happened.
So I don't understand what he was trying to do. But the people did invite him. They said they invited him and the Biden campaign. The Biden campaign supposedly didn't get back to him, is what they said. We don't know for sure. But he took advantage of it and he went down there. And that's cool that he went down there to honor the people. But you can't use this for your campaign or to help you to get into office or anything like that. That's against all laws. And to push the dude aside, the guy is not going to press charges, the person who was pushed. So this might just be a situation that it just goes away because he's not really pressing charges unless they try to use this data or information for real in some type of political campaign strategy or commercials.
And that's what I was figuring. That's what he was going to try to do with the footage when he initially took it.
Right.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, disrespectful to the people that laid their lives down. You can't do that, man. Let's have some respect for the guys who died trying to protect the freedoms of this country, man. So what we got next?
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Aisha Rowan. Sponsored by
Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken.
Every bite is like a warm hug from home.
All right,
y'all. So as you guys know, it is Hollywood Hot Mess. This week, we had a lot of hot messes going on. But this one right here, this one finna get y'all.
Most people probably already heard about this or talked about this.
They probably have.
All week.
But Cam Newton, the NFL star, has expressed his desire to have more children with multiple women, but has chosen to avoid marriage. He explained his reasoning for wanting to remain single in a new interview with celebrity psychologist Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I have problems with her anyway. During their chat, Newton revealed that he has 8 children with 3 different women, and he wants to have more. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant told him that he will selfishly create broken families even if he is in their life and is a proactive father. These families are still broken.
Right.
Now, here's my issue, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Why the fuck you got your titties all out? And you a psychologist.
I don't know,
you supposed to be a professional woman. Ain't nothing professional about you having your titties out in front of an NFL celebrity who's already is telling you they want to have more kids. You advertising your body to him sitting in the room.
I don't know about all that, but
No, that's what she's doing.
Okay.
Because most psychologists and most doctors,
right,
when you go into a professional setting with a doctor, they're not going to have their cleavage showing. They're going to be in scrubs. They're going to be in a suit and tie. They're going to be covered.
Okay.
And this is gone for gynecologists, any woman doctor I have ever seen.
I mean, any woman professional, really. I mean, there's decorum, there's expectations, there's, professionalism. I mean, maybe it may have been a TV interview, but I mean, at least to me, your credibility's shot. Like, I don't really care what you have to say.
At what point, whatever she's saying about him, saying that he's low functioning and he's this and he's that, you're low functioning because you're not modest. You are not a modest woman.
She's 40. She's single.
You 40, single, you a psychologist, and you telling them grown man who got 8 kids with 3 women he provides for, he takes care of, that he's selfish.
I mean,
I understand where Cam Newton coming from because he said his fear of getting married is lower than the fear of getting divorced, meaning that he's not scared to get married. He's scared that whoever he decides to marry is going to say, okay, well, I'm only going to be with you for X amount of years. And then guess what? Oh, it's been 10 years, baby. Let me go ahead and serve you with this divorce and I'm going to take half of your money.
I mean, most of the rich people have this fear. I mean, it's understandable. We see it all the time. We see with Tom Brady. We see with all these with athletes. But I wasn't trying to dwell on what she had on. I'm not trying to destroy her character. I don't know.
My thing is, how's she gonna tell somebody else they low functioning when she dressed the way she dressed? Isn't that a form of self-esteem?
I don't know. Only thing I do know is this: that to me, you can't bag on him because relationships are a two-way street. We don't know why he didn't marry these women. We don't know what the situation was. And I best believe that most of these women will still take him regardless of his stance of not wanting to get married.
Exactly.
So, and especially since he's an NFL star, we know how the girls line up for them every game, trying to get with them. Hoping,
they at the after parties.
Right. They're hoping that they get one of these athletes. They know that these athletes have women thrown to them all the time.
And then you're going to go be one of the women and then go complain.
You can't complain because this is what you signed up for. We know how these athletes are.
You can't change them. They're a celebrity.
Sean Kemp has 13, 14 babies across the country.
We have Nick
Cannon,
Elon Musk.
These people who
Hold
are
on,
famous.
Wait. Even the guy that just got arrested in France, he said he got 120 biological kids through sperm donation.
Well, the only thing I'm saying is that when you're chasing riches, usually when you're chasing these top men,
trying to get a payday,
this is a part of what comes with it. A part of it is that they're not going to be faithful, and you're not going to be the only one because they have so much coming. You have an option to not deal with these people. I'm not saying Cam Newton is some great guy because he's not. Obviously, he was so happy talking about he wants more kids and he's not married. He felt so good about himself saying those things. That's crap. It's crap. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to hope for the best and be like, hey, I hope to find a woman I can marry for we can procreate and create a family.
Right.
But he's like, that ain't gonna happen. I'm just gonna make more babies. That's kind of a crazy thinking. But at the same time, we have women, even though they heard that crap from him, they're gonna line up to be with dude.
Look.
So it's a two-way street. They created dude. And they created his attitude because they've been letting him have all the women he want, and he has never had no accountability. Mm-hmm. And that's because women have never made him be accountable for his actions.
But these women also need to be accountable for themselves.
Right. Exactly.
Because
you're not going to sleep with an NFL star and think that you're about to take this dude away from all these other girls.
Exactly.
We know that's not going to happen. They're hoes. It's like going to the strip.
You was a community booty.
Right.
And you just happened to get caught up and had a kid.
It's like a man going to the Vegas Strip, picking up a prostitute, and thinking that he's going to stop her
From being a prostitute.
from being what she is. These men are hoes. You go have a baby by one of them, you know you're just going to be one of the many women that these guys are with.
Yep.
So if you don't want anything to do with a guy like that, don't deal with men like that. You're not going to change Cam Newton and make him just have one girl. That's
Right.
all, that's my point. It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Because there's a million girls after
and she was in there in that interview trying to shame that man and trying to make him feel guilty for himself and all this. I'm like,
and plenty other women agree with it. Because they are in a situation where they're baby mamas.
And they bitter.
And they mad.
And they bitter.
So who they gonna blame?
And
here's
my thing. There are plenty of women that are just desperate to have a kid. Because why? My doctor said I can't have kids. Those are the women that are so eager to have a kid. So whenever they get pregnant by whoever they get pregnant by, even if it's a celebrity like Cam Newton, they gonna have that baby. Because why? My doctor said I can't have a baby. I really want to have a baby. I just want to be a mom.
Right. That's the problem. There's too many people who just want to be a mom instead of wanting
to have a family.
Exactly. You're supposed to have one. They make
have
decisions.
The urge, the need to want to have a family,
not.
I just want to have a baby.
But you still they make decisions to have kids without the father, and then get mad when the man isn't there.
Yep.
If you make a decision, this dude has burnt out.
And he told you he didn't want to have kids.
He told you he didn't want nothing to do with it, and you decided to go ahead and have the kid. You cannot be mad that man ain't a part of that.
And you cannot be mad that he does not pay child support.
You could be mad, but it doesn't matter.
That just makes you bitter.
You were told he didn't want anything to do with the situation, and you said, "Well, I want this baby anyway." All right, well, you're signing up for that. You can't be mad that the dude, he said he didn't want anything to do with a kid right now. And you're like, no, I'm keeping this. Okay, that's on you then. You can't be bitter and mad. But, a lot of people, they get in situations, they mess with dudes like Cam Newton, and they think it's supposed to be different for them.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it's not. These superstars, these big stars, they're going to mess with you and dump you and go get another one the next day because they have it that way. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right. Since we're on the topic of celebrities, let's just go ahead and keep it that way. This week, Mariah Carey did announce on Monday that she had a family tragedy.
Sad.
Saying that both her mother, Patricia, and her sister, Allison, recently passed on the same day. She said her heart's broken that she lost her mother over the past weekend. In her statement on Monday, she said, tragically, in a sad turn of events, her sister also passed away on the same day. Carey said that she was glad to have been able to spend her last week with her mother, who had reportedly moved to an assisted facility in Florida several years ago. Carey's sister, Allison, passed away in New York. She was in hospice and had been in hospice for the past month. So they knew that Sister Allison was ill.
Yeah.
She was sick. She had some organ issues, and it could have been a result of her substance abuse. So that's what they're thinking Allison's passing is related to. But there have been no confirmations as to the cause of death for either one.
Bad. That's sad, man. You wish nothing like that upon anyone, man. Hope Mariah is able to pull through that, man. That's horrible to find out that news, especially someone so close, your mother and sister,
right,
on the same day.
Yep.
So prayers out to her. Thoughts, prayers, all of that.
Also this week,
I think it was just last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was last night, or it was Thursday. I don't remember which day. But Fat Man Scoop was he did a concert in Connecticut this week, and he collapsed on stage during the concert. They rushed him to the hospital, and sadly, he did pass away this morning from his injuries sustained from the fall.
That's we don't know that for sure. We don't know what but it made him collapse or whatever.
Right.
But
We don't know what the issues were that made him
Right.
fall, but that's why they're saying that his passing is related to his
Definitely.
collapse
Definitely.
on stage.
But yeah, man, that's sad news. Fat Man Scoop was a big part of hip hop, and we definitely send thoughts and prayers out to his families, man. Like I said, dude was a big part of hip hop history and a lot of good songs. I can't think of the name of them already, but I do remember him being a hype man in the back of the songs. So I wish we could say a little bit more about for him, but definitely respect to his people and rest in peace to the legend.
Most definitely.
Comic Book Corner, sponsored by
O's Fish and Chicken, where every bite is like a warm hug from home.
All right, man. So this week in Comic Book Corner, we have the release of the Fantastic Four, the first look at the Thing. So we're going to talk about all things superhero, sci-fi, and everything in between. I'm your host, Damon Dipley Ellison, and today we've got some exciting news for all of you Marvel fans out there. The Fantastic Four is coming to the MCU, and we've gotten our first look at how its most iconic member is going to be brought to life on the big screen, the Thing. So we don't really want to show the leaked photos because we don't want our video to get pulled down. But it was when looking at the costume, it looks like it's an actual suit, not 3D like it usually was in the other movies. I think the first movie it was an actual suit, but this looks much better. He looks much more bulky. He looks big. I don't know if it was the actor Baccarat that was in the suit, but the wideness and it was just so much better. And his eyebrows looked really, really good, man. I don't know how anybody can handle being in that damn suit for any about an hour. So that's why I'm hoping it's not the actor, it's some type stunt man getting paid. But the main thing that's got fans buzzing this week, well, some brand new set photos and a video have surfaced, courtesy of the Fantastic Four updates, giving us a sneak peek of the Thing in action, or at least the early stages of it. Now, we all know the Thing, aka Bing Rim, is one of the most visually unique characters in the Marvel Universe. He's big, he's rocky, and he's got that iconic orange hue that makes him stand out. The question on everyone's mind has been, how is the MCU going to pull this off, especially with the bar set so high by post Fantastic Four films? I don't know about that middle one in the CGI. He didn't really look that great to me. But incredible advancements in CGI we've seen over the years. Well, it looks like Marvel is taking a bit of a different approach this time. The set photos reveal that the Thing will be brought to life using practical effects, a choice that has fans both intrigued and excited. The images showed an actor who could potentially be Ebon Moss-Baccarat. We don't know for sure. Nothing has been confirmed on who's wearing the suit. What's really interesting is that the suit is far more than just padding in the set video. We can see the actor getting fitted with a full headpiece that covers his entire face, with the flap designed to go on beneath the costume. They're even putting on gloves to give that signature rocky texture we all associated with the Thing. This suggests that much of the character look will be achieved through practical effects rather than relying solely on CGI. Now, some people was thinking that they're doing this to get to make sure they get the right dimensions of the character. So when they do want to do something different, he'll be probably be CGI in other instances, and then some instances he'll be using the regular suit. So I do think it's pretty awesome, man. That's usually the best way to get the best effects. But what this means for the movie in whole, the Fantastic Four is one of the Marvel's most beloved properties, and this Phase 6 film is shaping up to be a big deal, with Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, and Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Baccarat potentially bringing the team to life. The expectations are through the roof, and starting with such a detailed, practical approach to a character like the Thing shows that Marvel is serious about getting this right. Fans are already speculating about how this practical suit will fit or look once it's fully realized on screen. Will they blend it with CGI for certain scenes, like the big action set pieces, or will they keep it practical to remain the gritty, grounded feel? Only time will tell. But if these set photos and videos are any indication, we're in for something special. So, what do you all think? And are you excited to see the thing in the MCU with this practical, effective approach? Do you think it'll stand up to the expectations we all have? Hit us up on social media or drop us a comment below. We want to hear from you, your thoughts. So that's Comic Book Corner for the day. But yeah, man, hit us up. Let us know what you think about the thing. I know you saw the photos out there. Just drop some comments, and we'll talk about it next week. Your comments and everything.
Most definitely. All right, you guys. So,
Let's do. I think we got sports.
Habari Sports.
I want to talk about some sports, man.
Before you jump into that story, let's go ahead and talk about Caitlin Clark, who led the Fever to their first victory over the Connecticut Sun since 2021. She now has 88 3-pointers, setting the WNBA rookie season record. And she also set the record for rookie assists in the season on August the 18th.
It's dope. I don't know. Angel Reese, I think she broke the double-double record.
Angel Reese broke the double-double.
What I call her?
I don't know
what I call her. Angel Reese, I know she broke the double-double record for rookies. And she's doing that thing. They are neck and neck for rookie of the year. We would like to see. I'm going to check it out and see who wins this. It's going to be a big deal. Maybe like Grant Hill and Jason Kidd back in the day.
Where it's a tie?
Where they was a tie, and both of them won it.
Yep.
And they both got one. So
I think with the way it's been going, with the way both of them have been playing this season,
that could be a possibility.
It could definitely be a high possibility that they both get Rookie of the Year.
And the Cardinals are getting ready to come start their season off. I think next week is the first week. I think we got
our fantasy draft
Bills
tonight.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills is the first game, I believe. Yep. So good luck to the Cardinals. But first, we do got a fantasy coming up. But first, man, let's talk about Anthony Edwards. And we're going to talk a little bit about Gilbert Arenas. And, man, it's tough, man. Today, we're going to dive into the hot topic that's been lighting up the sports world this week. It's a debate as old as time, or at least as old as basketball GOAT discussions. We're talking about Michael Jordan's skill and whether or not his competition really stacked up. It all started with Anthony Edwards, the young star of Minnesota Timberwolves, who made a controversial comment that have everyone talking. Jordan was the only one that had skill in his era, Edwards claimed. A bold statement from one of the league's rising stars, but it didn't take long for the backlash to hit. You could almost feel the collective eye roll from basketball purists and legends alike. So let's break this down, man. Edwards, who was born in 2001 and don't know anything, is obviously way too young to have seen Jordan play live.
Right.
What he's going off of are probably highlights, documentaries, and maybe a little bit of secondhand stories. But to say Jordan was the only one with skill in that era is a super stretch. And NBA legend Magic Johnson certainly thought so by saying he never won anything. Magic said, respect the game. Magic fired back on social media. He reminded everyone that the 80s and 90s were full of Hall of Famers who brought their own unique talents to the court. We're talking about Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, and of course Magic himself. But the debate did not end there. Here comes Gilbert Arenas,
who said all Jordan's competition in that era did not even have the physical tools to keep up with him. So he was basically a Bugatti and everybody else was a Honda Civic. Most shooting guards were 6'4" and under, and they didn't have any jumping ability.
Right. He also said that Michael Jordan didn't play against the top 5 shooting guards in history, implying that MJ's competition wasn't as tough as people make it out to be. Man, it was a different time back then, man. They went to the post first. There wasn't all this dribble, drive and kick, drive and kick stuff like it is today. So people like him, which is crazy, don't really get the guard play back then. The guards played off the big men. They weren't the leaders of the team like the guards are today. The big man has been diminished in today's game, and back then, man, they were the focal point of everything, and it wasn't many guards that led the team. Clyde Drexler, Reggie Miller, those are the few that I can think of that led their team, though. But Arena says MJ didn't face the top 5 shooting guards in history. He's conveniently leaving out some context. Jordan went up against legends like Reggie Miller, Clyde Drexler, and Joe Dumars, guys who could easily make a case out for being among the best of their time. Sure, you can argue that today's shooting guard may not be as athletic as today's, and that is definitely true. Mm-hmm. They had different skill sets.
Not only that, they were different in the weight room. The way they do their weight room conditioning for basketball now is totally different than it was in the 80s and 90s.
Players didn't lift as much back then as they do now. There's some players who don't lift still today, Kevin Durant being one of them. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the players back then did not lift. They didn't have all these trainers and stuff that the players have now. But to say that Jordan had it easy is just revisionist history, and that's something that a lot of the LeBron fans are doing nowadays. They're going back and they're saying Mike had it easy. Doesn't matter who he won. LeBron has faced harder competition. They're doing everything they can to destroy the 80s and the 90s, the decades that Jordan played in, to big up LeBron to make him look better. That is the whole thing. Tony Kornheiser jumped into the fray, calling Anthony Edwards an idiot, and on ESPN, pardon the interruptions. Those are strong words. But Kornheiser's point was clear. You don't dismiss an entire era of basketball greats with one sweeping statement. Jordan wasn't just a product of his time. He was the player who defined the time. Yeah, Jordan was on another level. Definitely. But it took him 7 years to win a championship. Mm-hmm. So obviously, it wasn't just Jordan just showed up and he was able to win a chip. He had to get past Dumars. He had to get past the Pistons. He had to get past Larry Bird, Kevin McHale. Those teams were great, man. And he wasn't going to beat those teams just with his athletic ability.
Right.
Yes, he was one of the more athletic players out there. But he was not the only player that was skilled. Joe Dumars were very skilled defensively. Very good cutter, very good passer, very good catch and shoot. Isaiah Thomas, very good handles. Make his shot anytime he wants to. It was a different day, a different game, man. Drive and kick like they do today was not the only option they ran. They would run through the post. They would run pick and rolls. They were more knowledgeable, and they had more fundamentals than today's game. A lot of people want to say, oh, they were more skilled. Yes, your athletic ability can help you have better skills. But since the kids today don't know all of the fundamentals, they get hurt on those things. They get hurt on not getting back on defense. They don't box out today. So there's things that they just do not do today that the players back in the day did more of. You know, and the defensive plays, like they don't do any, they just switch everything nowadays. There were skills then that they don't even have today. Hitting the mid-range jumper, knowing how to make a move in the post, knowing how to cut, knowing how to play off the ball. These cats don't know how to do that today. Yes, they know how to dribble. They know how to step back. Don't even play
back to the basket no more.
That's post up. That's what I'm saying. They don't know how to post up anymore. Everybody just want to face up, dribble. Even the 7-footers
and
just
throw it out
say.
there.
So it's a different game. It's a different skill set. It's different skills. To say they didn't have any skills is ridiculous. They had different skills than the skills that they have today. Mm-hmm. Everybody today wants to drive, kick. They know how to dribble so they can cross you over. The crossover was created by Oscar Robertson in 1960. I steady hear Gilbert Arenas telling that nobody knew how to cross over. Grant Hill was the first person to cross over, and he came in killing the league. Grant Hill didn't ever even make it out the first round of the playoffs in Detroit. Yes, he was playing well, but that man did not win. So he be talking this crap, talking about Grant Hill was unstoppable,
Right.
but the dude never won nothing. I don't get it. I just don't get Gilbert Arenas' stances on any of this stuff. He just has no respect for the 80s and 90s period. So where does this leave us? Anthony Edwards is young, talented, and confident, perhaps to a fault. And that's not uncommon for today's players to have a bit of recency bias. Everybody nowadays has it for some reason, thinking that they're experiencing right now is the peak of the sport. But let's not forget that every era of basketball has its challenges, its legends, and its unique style of play. Jordan dominated his era not just because he was the most skilled, but because he had relentless drive and unmatched competitive spirit. And yes, he played against some truly great opponents like Magic, Bird, Barkley, Ewing, and so many other greats. They were not just footnotes. They were all-time great players who pushed Jordan to be better. And they definitely did. And Jordan had to fight to beat those players and beat those teams. It wasn't easy for him as they try to make it seem.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy, man. It was hard to make it out the East. Boston, Detroit, New York, Indiana, all these teams were deep and winning 50, 60 games a year.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and get to the game, man, before we can get up out of here. You want to come over?
Let's get ready to play trivia for Loot. Sponsored by
All right, y'all. Y'all get to see a little bit of me today. Just a little bit. How do you... Okay. As long as I know how to work the headphones, I'll be straight.
Let's go. Let's play some trivia.
You got to pull it in. Over there on the corner. All right, y'all. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
All right. The first question. Remember, 7 out of 10 correct, and you get a Habari Entertainment t-shirt.
Woo!
All right. The first question is, which 2010s TV series featured the character Tyrion Lannister, portrayed by actor Peter Dinklage?
Game of Thrones.
If you don't know this, I'll put you out.
Right. What popular social media platform launched in 2016, known for its short form videos and viral challenges?
Tumblr?
Vine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What? Instagram?
No.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
It
She's
said
like, no, no, no.
2016.
I didn't know. I don't know when this stuff came out.
Right?
All right. So, who is the artist behind the hit song Bad Guy, which became a global sensation in 2019?
Billie Eilish.
Billy.
So,
Which character of the superhero Spider-Man first appear?
In which movie franchise? Oh, no. Which movie franchise does Spider-Man first appear? I mean, I would say Spider-Man. The movie franchise?
I'm going to say,
Okay, I was like, trick question, maybe.
I had y'all there for a second.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is this a trick question?
I was going to guess Sony, so.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Which 2020 film, directed by Bong Joon-ho, won the Academy Award for Best Picture and became
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Sure, I don't know. Got zero.
No, I know it's
I don't know.
that would be Parasite.
Oh. Okay.
What streaming service is known for its original series, such as Stranger Things and The Crown?
Netflix.
Netflix flicks.
What 2018 film features a Black Panther superhero and is set
Oh
in
my
the fictional
goodness.
African nation of Wakanda?
Oh, I know the African Warrior Queen.
The answer was in the question, Black Panther.
God dang it. Okay.
I haven't watched that movie, the African Queen, the Warrior Queen.
The Woman
Yeah.
King.
Oh, yeah,
there we
Woman
go.
Queen. My bad. That either. Woman King or whatever it was. I ain't watched it.
We'll be watching it this weekend.
Or will we?
Yes. Okay, so which famous pop star is known for her albums 1989, Reputation, and Lover?
Taylor Swift.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, I would have never guessed that. That's terrible.
What 2021 TV series, based on a popular video game franchise, follows the character of Geralt of Riva and is portrayed by Henry Cavill?
Oh,
Cavill.
Yeah. The Witcher.
Yep. You got what?
All right. Last question. In the world of memes, which character from the animated show SpongeBob SquarePants is often used to represent mocking or silly behavior?
Patrick.
SpongeBob.
It is
Oh.
SpongeBob. Well, we didn't make it today.
No.
Not this time.
Not this
Maybe
time.
next time.
But thank you.
Yes. We do thank you for playing.
Yep.
All right.
We appreciate you coming through, Nicole, and talking about your company. Can you real fast go over where you guys will be located and when the next event be coming again?
Sure, yeah. So 2 events coming up. One September 9th. It's going to be at Kiln. It's a co-working space in Santan Village in Gilbert. The event starts at 5 p.m., goes through 9 p.m. with a no-host dinner afterwards. And then just the speed networking only sessions are going to be at Parkside. Like I said, that's a co-working space off of the 17 and Happy Valley area. And they're going to be from 8 to 10:30. It's networking only. The September 9th is going to be $99 with a money back guarantee. And then the one starting on the 19th and every Thursday thereafter is going to be $27, again with a money back guarantee. We want to see business development professionals, sales team members, and entrepreneurs from throughout the valley to help you all succeed.
And
how can they
get in contact with you?
Sure. So my email is Nicole, Nicole, at the niche work. And then NICHE work.com. And like I said, I'm there at the Rosita's Fine Mexican Food every Friday at 11 for our networking group. We'd love to have you guys come through, do your elevator pitch, share business cards, and then do that like sort of think tank sort of networking to help us all succeed.
Well, we really, really, really appreciate you coming through again. And it's always great talking to you and learning from what you have going on, and definitely helping our watchers and viewers become better business people and helping us also. We're hoping to make it to the 9th so we can get out and network and let the people know what Habari Entertainment is doing. If you are watching, please subscribe. please hit the like, please hit the share button. We would really appreciate it.
And don't forget to turn on your notifications if you follow us and subscribe on YouTube.
Most definitely. We appreciate everybody watching. Y'all have a great day.
Awesome.
Holla, holla.
Peace out.
For watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.